Alright, so this completely pointless project is a transit case made by Pelican, and on the inside I've basically got all the components so that when I fly my quadcopter, I can see whatever the camera sees on the display there. Now there's all other alternatives that are on the market that are much cheaper that I found out about after getting the parts, but it's not as much fun as building it myself. And so what this features is I've got the receiver, which actually picks up the signal from the camera, brings that in, pumps it out to the television. And then I've got my instrument panel here where I can actually see what voltage I have. I've got a USB port area here so I can charge my batteries. I've got a power switch here that's an on-off on switch so that I can choose between either a battery input or 12 volts coming off of my vehicle. I've actually got a adapter here that's 120 to 12 volts, and I've got a pigtail or power cable here that's 25 foot long that goes to the back of the box, and I've actually got an outlet there that it plugs into. So that's where my 12 volt would be for coming off the vehicle, or I have a 12 volt battery that's in here that I can power off as well for about 13 hours. The camera that runs on the drone looks about like this, and it's just got a small battery on it to charge it right now. So what I would do is once I get my drone up and running, I would turn this unit on, and I can select between either throwing this forward for a 12 volt off of the truck or 12 volt off the battery. So if I go 12 volt off the truck, or in this case the converter right now, I see that I got 12.6 volts coming off of that, or I can switch for the battery, 12.9 volts. So I'm going to turn on my radio, and I'm going to turn on the television. So power is applied to the television. I also have a remote on it. I'll just press power. And when it boots up, it should come up with the screen for the AV input. And what we see should be whatever the camera is looking at. So here, looking out my window of my office and my very organized project table at the moment. So as you can see, as the camera moves along, the drone will see that as well. And that's basically all this is. So all this transit case is picking up a signal from the drone camera and displaying it for me. And it's complete overkill, and I could have done better on the vinyl wrap, but that's alright. So the way I did this was I took a Pelican case that I had as a toolkit, and I converted it. So the inside here, and by the way, these holes aren't accidental, they're so I can fit my fat fingers in there and lift up the tab. Underneath here, I've got all my wiring and the fuse blocks so that I can keep my circuits separate. And then for the power inputs here, I've actually got a quick disconnect there, which is actually a ATX connection from a motherboard. And then this way I can have two different power sources, and with the quick disconnect, if I want to remove this panel here, all I have to do is disconnect that, and I can remove this entire panel without doing any of the wiring. I'll still be adding some wire loom here likely, but at this point, I'm just happy to have it working. If you look underneath here, this is actually plexiglass, and all I did was I got vinyl wrap and I put that on there. Note that I normally do woodworking, and so I did get sawdust underneath here, and I'm not very good at putting this on there, but it looks better than My Little Pony. Behind here, I took a 10-inch TV that I got off Amazon. It had a DVD player on there, but it was designed to rough on off of 12 volts. And so I removed the DVD player and the other components and actually attached the television to there. And then the reason it's got 4 screws here, or bolts, is because there's actually springs that are holding it on there. Additionally, the cabling for the receiver here all goes behind and connects to the television input. And then this antenna you have here is for circular polarization of 5.8 gigahertz. And that's actually going into an adapter that I have here, which is input into the receiver. That's basically it. So if you want to build an FPV ground station like this, I probably paid about $300 in materials. Again, overkill. There are cheaper alternatives from China, but this one is mine, and I can continue to add to it. Hope you enjoy.